And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Can you guys hear me? Melderon, Defcamp?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, we can.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Welcome back, guys, to a new episode 11 of Good Morning Azeroth. It's me, Kargoz. What a week to be a fan of Classic World of Warcraft, guys. Before we get started, Defcamp, I'm going to need you to do me a favor, my mans. Are you there? Are you there? I need you to bless these people with a loud and thunderous greetings. Whenever you have a second.
He's muted.
And you're muted.
He's still muted.
Hey, we got a donation, $5 from Raven. HCF Hype Re. Yo, welcome, Raven. That was so loud and thunderous, Def. I couldn't even hear it, baby.
Dude, you're muted.
You're still muted. You're still muted. Let's just let him go, dude. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, see how long it takes him to figure that out.
500K in the house. What's up, guys? 110 people already? Oh, man, it's filling up, guys. We got a fresh coat of paint on the show, as you can see. We're stepping the production value up a little bit. Still muted. Welcome, guys. Welcome. What a time to be a fan of Classic World of Warcraft. We've got a good show for you today. Let's first start with just a little update, though. Melderon, Dunedain.
Yeah, it's not just a little update, is it?
Yeah. I mean, how was your week, though? You guys have a good week?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Been cranking out some stuff, but I've been really excited. I've been revitalized by the news, and I'm sure a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. It started 2 weeks ago, the first post, but this post really... Oh, there he is.
There's
Okay.
Defcamp.
He's
Yeah,
back.
I'm sorry. I literally went fucking... Oh my god, this is... I almost passed out doing that Good Morning Azeroth.
Can we get...
How did you not come out of mute?
my plug came unplugged.
Oh, okay. All right, well, you want
That's funny, dude. It was so loud and thunderous.
Ready?
Okay.
Here we go. Good Morning Azeroth! How was that?
Nice, you made up for it, dude. You made up for it.
The first one was way
Oh,
better,
man. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. It's just, this is our favorite time of the week. I love doing these Good Morning Azeroths. I can't believe we've done 11 already. But we're going to start off just with a little update. How was your guys' week? Did you have a good week, everybody?
Yeah, I was just saying, yeah, the news really made the week even better. And I think you saw it on everyone's YouTube channel. People started making new videos, people started streaming. Defcamp started streaming. Alex Sensual was back. You started streaming as well again. Well, you didn't start, but you know what I mean. So it was really nice to be alive at this moment, right?
Hell yeah.
It's a great time to be alive. The hype is definitely ramping up. Tons of YouTube comments. The videos are blowing up. I think people are getting they're like spring chickens, you know what I mean? They're starting to feel the air a little bit warmer outside, and they're just like, you know, we're only a few months out. Maybe I should start paying attention to this game, man. So
It's gonna be here before we know it, boys. Before we fucking know it.
absolutely.
It's gonna be soon, and we have to prepare ourselves mentally, physically. We gotta get some hot pockets.
Exactly. Pallet of Hot Pockets on Amazon. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I gotta say,
Gotta
guys,
load up.
I've already said this spiel to Melderon and Defcamp. I'm a broken record at this point, but I want to say it again because I think it's important. We always talk about, you know, Classic WoW being this nostalgia grab, and we all, you know, miss the good old days, right? Well, I think the good days are yet to come. I think we're gonna have more fun this time around. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but back in the day playing Classic, yeah, it was great, best game of all time, absolutely, but it was different. Yes, we do know a lot more. Yes, it probably won't be as mysterious as it once was, but now I got like way more friends to play with, you know, and I'm a grown-ass man now. I can play when I want to play, and you know, I don't have parents hounding on me, and you know, we're gonna be starting a guild together. That's another piece of news we'll be talking about later. I can't wait, guys. I think this is going to be an era.
No, that's
I really
a really
do.
important thing, and then I think we're not thinking about nostalgia. Is you know, when we think about our old days and when we were so young. Well, I wasn't, but most people who play this game were so young back then. You know what I mean? Okay, fine. I was just getting out of college, right? And I was like stressing trying to find a job and all these things. And now I've kind of gotten to the point where I've established myself. Like you said, again, you have more freedom. You have people you can hang out with. You're not in your parents' room being told you can only play X amount of hours per day. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
The nostalgia part of it. This is a brand new rebirth and re-beginning.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. I've never played with these guys.
We've aged.
Yep.
That's what, like, part of me is thinking, you know, I know I can never relive, like, all the epic amazingness it was back then, dude, but it's gonna be, like, I can play whenever the fuck I want, do whatever I want. You know, I was a lot more limited to what I knew, what was going on. I feel like, yeah, I might not have the same experience this time around, but it's gonna be fucking amazing this time around. All these people to play with, the community we got going, all the great people we met, it's gonna be so fucking awesome. And I know so much more about the game. You know, I'm not gonna be that little noob running around and Teldrassil fucking playing Night Elf anymore. I'm gonna be my undead priest killing people, and it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be an era. I will have more fun this time around, I believe, man. There's still a lot of stuff that I want to do in the game that I haven't been able to accomplish. And I can't wait to play with you guys, man. I really can't wait to get some Defcamp heals and some Melderon Wind Fury Totem action doing.
Yeah, because right now you've only been ganked by me, so imagine playing with me.
That's right. I'll be on the other side. I won't be on the receiving end of Defcamp's Defcamp skills.
It's going to be different for sure. I think it probably might be more fun, like you say. And we've been looking forward to this for multiple years now, and well, that will only make it more fun, I suppose. The day it comes out, it will be.
That's true.
extremely
It
nice.
will be a surreal day. I don't know about you guys. Yeah. Hands up in the chat. Who's been here since, like, put it in the chat when you started fucking with vanilla again. Did you guys play since NOS? Were you even before NOS, like Phoenix days, all that?
And your age. I want to see your age.
And your age, dude. ASL, dude. ASL. Let's get some ASL going in the chat. Shout out to AIM, dude.
I feel like a total creeper right now. Give me your age.
Guys, I want to know what your age. Anybody 18 and over, don't even come at me.
It's an 18+ stream. Let's get some ASLs in the chat.
You sure you're not the priest, Melderon?
I started playing private servers back in NOS, but actually my first private server was back during TBC. Yes, they had private servers back then. I don't even know how. Somehow there was one. And I remember it was like some super OP broken thing, like we were running through Black Temple just like one-shotting everything. That was my only experience with private servers before that. But NOS was when I started messing with vanilla, and it has been a hell of a journey, guys. Like it has been a hell of a journey. I mean, during that, when was that BlizzCon, guys? When the Jay Allen Bizzle, he was saying that you don't want it or whatever. What was that? 2000?
You think you do, but you don't. That was
2014, 15.
Yeah,
No,
14 or 15.
Damn, that's a long time ago, man. Because I was already playing some kind of private server back then. Wait, no.
During Mists, I believe it was during Mists.
Was it?
It was. It was before. What I think.
There was some kind of vanilla hype for it though, right? Back then, there was still some sort of vanilla hype going.
Well, there's always been like server hype. People.
It wasn't.
Legacy server's been around for a long time.
Yes.
I see.
Nostalgia came way
been
later, right?
Jesus. Let me see when the rebirth started.
Dude, so many young people playing Classic WoW. It's fucking awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
you know, they did a fucking.
Dude, the rebirth's been around since 2011.
Wow.
What? And dude, didn't they do a survey and like more than 50% were like between 18 and 22 or something like that?
Yeah, very young. Yeah. So that's good news for us.
It is good news.
So NOS was the real game changer in the sense. My understanding that people have said is that before NOS, it wasn't very Blizz-like on these servers. Like they're kind of funsies servers. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but
well,
I think so.
Yeah, I mean,
there are some funnies. The rebirth was not. The rebirth was an actual grind.
Oh, it was okay.
But it was not as big, and no one knew about it, or not many people knew about it. I remember when NOS came out. I knew about it. I think like 3 weeks before it came out, and also Kronos was making a server, and those were like the two big projects, new projects, and they
Kronos won.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they were competing, and no one knew yet which one would be better and stuff. And they were really promoting themselves as being as Blizz-like as possible, doing those item changes as well. So yeah, that was quite huge, and you could see it everywhere on YouTube in comments. Go check out Nostalgia's. It was also a very nice period.
Yeah. It was. I mean, guys, all I'm trying to say is that it has been an absolute journey. I think a lot of people have been wanting vanilla for years and years, and then we went through this period where they kind of explicitly told us it'll never happen. It'll never happen. You think you want it, but you don't really want it. Like you're just you don't really understand this game development stuff. And
you guys don't have phones, right?
Yeah.
You guys have phones, yeah.
That's the new meme. And now we're a few months out from finally getting it, guys, in an official capacity. It feels like yesterday when everyone was saying it'll never happen, but people were still playing vanilla. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I was in my car and I saw a YouTube notification or something like that of someone made a video about the release, and I had stopped making content for about 4 or 5 months because I was kind of pissed too because nothing was happening, so then I remember being in the car and calling Defcamp like, "Did you hear what's going on?" And he's like, "What?" No, I was like, go on YouTube. I think it was Nixium's video.
Yeah, I watched Nixium's first. Yeah,
and I was like, oh my god, and I was revitalized to make content then, of course.
Yeah, because Melderon was making content then. But
what year was that?
It's just amazing that
the
movement actually.
It was like, hey guys, look at me, I'm staying at my server, and it was like, and then once we heard that, I was like, dude, let's do it, let's go all out, and Melderon was just.
I love it. I want to hear all about that real quick. Game John with 100 biddies. Thank you very much for the biddies, my mans. Appreciate it. Real quick, let me throw a straw poll in the chat right now. I prepared a bunch of straw polls, and then I want to get into something. So we're going to start with a very easy one, a very light one. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning into the stream. Thank you for hanging out with us. The hype is real. The community is real. Best game, best community, easy clap. Let's start off with an easy straw poll. What classic WoW zone would you retire in if you had to retire in a zone? Let me know in the chat right there. Hit the straw poll. Now, I want to ask you guys something. All of you guys make content. Dunedain included. Dunedain actually makes really sick videos, and if you haven't seen his channel, you should check it out. Type in Dunedain WoW. Melderon and Defcamp, they make videos. Who were the first content creators that you started watching when it comes to like classic WoW, vanilla WoW, whatever? And then what got you into pulling that trigger and saying, you know what, I'm going to start making content?
Wow. Yeah, you can go. Okay. I first started consider it's only vanilla WoW, right? Classic.
Yep.
WoW. Yeah. Then Alexential was the first I watched. Yeah. I still really like his old videos, and I still watch him if he makes something new. It took a long time before I had other people from Classic. I think Mr. GM was one of the first ones as well. And then, yeah, I wasn't really making something myself yet. And it only started when I found out about Melderon and Defcamp's channel, actually.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
inspirational right there.
Yeah, because you're around for since the beginning.
Dunedain's been around since the early days, bro.
Yeah. And so for me, it was Alex Central, of course, Orbit, and Hamster Wheel. Those are the three people that got me into making content.
Yeah, dude.
Because
right on.
At that time, during the shutdown, those were the only 3 people making content.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mr. GM as well, right?
Mr. GM. Yep.
They had this
private server content?
Yeah, they had this little podcast as well.
They did, dude. I remember watching that and being so hyped with it. Okay, just to chime in too, you missed one. It was Dodgy Kebab. He kind of commented on some of my. I would post on the Reddits. He kind of shit on some of my videos, but it's all good. It's all love, Dodgy. If you're watching, man, right? It's all good. But like watching Dodgy Kebab, Hamster Wheel, Orkbit. And they had like a talk, it was called like Private Server Talk or something, right? And even Alex was part of it. That was so hype. Watching that, I was like, this game, this community is, I've never seen anything like it. And I've played a ton of games, all the esports games. And watching them do the Private Server Talks probably is what got me into making content for Classic WoW.
I started out with watching, I was watching some streamers, but I was watching a lot of like PvP videos too, and that got me back into it. I was watching like older PvP videos. Did anybody remember Kobrak?
Oh, Kobrak! Yeah, he's a retail guy though. Yeah, Kobrak.
Well, I mean, no, he stopped making videos, I think. But he had like videos from, I don't know if they were from Vanilla, but like BC and before. And I got into this like really big swing of watching like old school PvP videos. But the people I think that had the biggest inspiration on me, like Vanilla Timeline. I mean, there are people like Oxhorn. I mean, of course, these people don't make videos anymore. But we had people like what was the one that with Mograine in it? I forget. We were just talking about this the other day.
Oh, the long 2-hour-long one.
Yeah. But like all those
Josh
videos.
will remember the name. I
all those videos back then, man. And you know what? I gotta be honest, like 100% honest though. The person who made me want to create content the most was Melderon. I mean, Melderon was basically like, dude, you can make content, you can do this, blah, blah, blah. And, I started off watching his content because Melderon started making videos first.
Wait. So he had a separate channel first before you guys came together?
Yeah, we actually
originally the channel was called Melderon Gaming. It was called Melderon Gaming.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when my brother got involved, we changed it to Defcamp Melderon TV. Yeah.
Right. Tales of the Past. Thank you, Josh. Yes, Tales of the Past. Yeah. So, I actually was like, okay, I'm gonna make my own channel, and I made like this really long TBC guide on because I was playing. My first private server was actually a TBC server, so I made this whole like guide on TBC priests and.
Thanks, John Zo, or John Zero. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the $2, John Zo. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Where is my blue sweater? Did you steal his sweater, Kargoz? Did he come over and leave a sweater?
I don't wear a lot of blue, my man. So I don't wear a lot of blue. Oh God.
But yeah, so Melderon was my biggest inspiration, honestly.
That's such a feel-good man thing. Can I say something too? So when I approached Defcamp Melderon back in the day, I was watching. I mean, it was a while ago at this point, right, guys? How long ago was that? A year? Maybe not a year. Maybe a bunch of months ago. Bunch of months.
It was about a year now, so I remember.
Yeah,
about a year.
It was around a year from now, a year ago, Kargoz. Yep.
And
blue sweater?
they had maybe like 1,000 subs or something. But I would watch their videos, like Super Plate Bros, and they were playing together, and the brotherly love was so real. And hearing about their stories, and Melderon out in the woods making these vlogs. And it just spoke to me, man. I was like, I need to contact these guys. These guys are so cool. These guys are so cool. Like these are my people right here. Like I need to get in contact with them. So, reached out. You guys are a big reason of why I want to do this full time and stuff. You guys remind me of how awesome this community is. So, I don't know, man.
That goes both ways, bro.
Yeah, that goes both ways, and thank you for that.
We never met you, but you feel like a
Kargoz.
fucking brother. Like you really feel like one of my brothers. And same goes for you, Dunedain. Like I talk to you guys, and that just shows how like strong this community is, man. It brings people together that have never met each other.
Gintoki's been subscribed to this channel since the beginning.
Oh my god, dude.
Shintoki, same for my channel. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's always supporting all the creators.
Yeah.
So forever.
Maybe we should transition to the news. I feel like we're just patting each other's backs a little bit.
Yeah, we're patting each other's. Look how many people are in here, though, guys. We got 300 people in here right now. Thank you for hanging out with us, man. We're just nerding out together, man. This is. I just love doing this. All right, so let's talk about this here news. All right, let me switch into the old web browser mode. Check out this transition. Bang. So I'm a streaming noob still, but we're.
So we can't see it yet.
Oh, okay. We got a little more production value now. So, unless you're living under a rock in the middle of freaking Antarctica, you probably heard about this big ass update, right? So this came out. It's a classic content plan. And let me first say, aside from what the actual update said, to me, this is almost like Blizzard turning over a new leaf. The tone in which they're communicating with us, it feels different. It feels different to me. It feels like they're actually being transparent. It feels like they're actually providing some real information. It doesn't have this.
Shoddy for that $2. Thank you.
Kargoz, I'm back in Jersey. We need to grab a beer. Thank you, Shoddy. Appreciate it, man. Where you at in Jersey, bro?
I'm back in Jersey. We need to grab a beer faced with tears of joy.
Come over to Bridge. Come visit me in Melderon.
Yeah, right. Head down to Philly. Go to Cherry Hill. Meet for some tonkat, some Korean barbecue or something. But this, dude, this was like a change of pace to me. It feels like they're being a lot more transparent.
Absolutely.
Maybe this new community manager is good or something like that. But I mean, I'll stop right there. What do you guys think initially?
Well, the most important thing is that they actually changed their content release schedule due to feedback.
Yep.
If that is, maybe I'm underplaying that. Maybe it wasn't just because of feedback, but that's huge, guys. Huge.
It
is.
I don't know if I was lagging there, but that's a huge thing. I mean, the fact that they're listening to the community and changed their content release schedule is beyond better than what I would have expected. Because I was not in a very optimistic phase before this. Yeah,
especially everything that has been going on with Blizzard lately with Activision. We heard the sales, we had heard what they were talking about, like money-wise. We were talking about, how they fire all these people, and it just sounded like I was ready, honestly, for more bad news. It's like I wasn't ready for it, but I was kind of like preparing myself, like, oh man, what's gonna happen for Classic? I was really at the point where I was questioning, is Classic, going to be what it can be and what we want it to be? Like, is Activision going to have some impact on it? Is Blizzard, going to? And I think the fact that it's maybe a small enough project that it's not a new IP, I think is a good thing, because I think Activision is kind of looking in other places, and I think that allows Blizzard and the team, the developers working on Classic, to kind of just say, okay, guys, this is our thing. Let's work with the community. Let's work closely. It almost feels like it's a separate entity in a way than everything else. Does anyone else feel that way? Like it's kind of in the back corner of Blizzard somewhere. Like there's Classic. They're
Bro,
sitting at the lunch
remember
table
what we were
watching-
saying a week before this blue post came out? We were thinking, guys, low key, that this wasn't even going to come out this year. Like we were thinking maybe they were going to push it, or if it was going to come out later this year, it would be like towards the end of the year and not the summer anymore, because they had that one cryptic like post, right? And up until this point, the communication had felt so like vague, like intentionally vague, and the communication had been really suffering between Blizzard. They hadn't put a lot of updates out. There was some drama with their CMs, like kind of spazzing out on people. It feels different, man.
Exactly. If you had a blue post before this, it was always an interesting read, but after you read it, you were left with a lot of questions and a lot of worries. And this one is really different in that it answers a lot of questions, and also you have faith after you read this one that they are going to do it right. So that's a huge difference.
You know what I think a big thing is, guys, and I'm not going to underplay this. I think one of the biggest differences, right, is the community. And I think, people have seen, like Classic community, it can be negative, and that, that's a very small percent of the Classic community. At large, the Classic community is probably one of the best communities out there when it comes to gaming, compared to the retail community. I think the retail community and the retail developers and things like that, they don't have the connection that we already have, I feel, with the developers, just because of this post right here. I mean, maybe I'm feeding a little too much into it, but I feel like the way our community has presented itself, there's been some negative things, but I feel like we've really been straight cut. In the retail community, you get a lot of noise. There's a lot of people who want different things. They want this, they want this, they want that, they want this. In the Classic community, for the most part, everyone wants one thing. Everyone wants this. We don't want that. So it's a lot more clear cut. They can say, okay, in the retail community, we don't know what the fuck people want because everyone wants something different. In the Classic community, for the most part, for the majority, everyone's clear. Everyone wants this one thing. Everyone wants the game to be as it was, not to be fucked with. We have a clear and precise message. Let's give it to them. Let's talk to them. Let's work with them. And I feel like maybe they're passionate people. I'm sure they're, people who came on this project because they wanted to. But I really feel like the community is the driving force behind this, man. If we didn't have such a clear-cut message of what we wanted, we might have not gotten this blue post.
Well, let me say one thing too. I think that it's a different breed of people that are really into retail right now. There's nothing against them. I just think that they're into different things, and I almost feel like the Classic WoW community, man. We've been through a lot together. We've had ups and downs, servers betraying us. You know what I mean? There's been bad news and long droughts with nothing to show for anything. And I almost feel like we have this underdog mentality, and that's part of why we're a little bit tighter, I would say. I don't know.
That's true. On the other hand, for Blizzard, it's also important to do this right. They know what we want, and if they do it wrong, there's no one keeping us away from private servers again. So that's the last thing they want, right? So.
Yeah,
Right.
That's true.
Also, this news felt very 2004, 2005, 2006 to me, the way it was delivered, and also it's very indie. It almost feels like we're dealing with an indie company.
Yes.
And I think that's a huge. I keep saying huge, like Donald Trump. Huge. I keep saying
huge.
But what I mean is, did you guys get that feel? It was very retro.
I do. Now that you
was
say
huge.
that, I definitely feel that. I feel like it's more the Blizz of old.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I really hope, and I really think it might be due to the fact that, like I said earlier, maybe that it's because it's a smaller IP, because it's not a new IP, because it's more of a smaller project like this and Warcraft 3 Reforged. I feel like Activision has their sights on more bigger fish to fry, right? So I feel like the developers of Classic WoW really have free reign more than Blizzard would on retail WoW. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Should they bring back their old website and forums, you think?
Ooh.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like they get it, dude, a little bit more. They're actually saying something with their posts, and it feels like they're speaking our language a little bit more. There was this big disconnect, this rift between the culturally what the gamers were saying and thinking and talking about, and what they were putting out. So real quick, we got a bunch of responses on this straw poll right here. The question was, what classic WoW zone would you retire in? And we have a tie. So we're gonna have to break this tie real quick. Actually, let me post it again in the chat. It's a tie. It's really surprising to me. I did not know that many people would want to retire in Stranglethorn Vale, dude. Stranglethorn Vale? You know how many mosquitoes there's got to be in Stranglethorn Vale?
You guys are gluttonous for punishment.
Dude, you're gonna get like a jock itch between your legs. You know, you're gonna have like a caterpillar crawling on your ass. Like, what is going on?
I might have voted on Stranglethorn Vale.
It's a tie right now between Elwyn and Stranglethorn. Oh my God, it's moving. People are voting right now. Okay, Lochmodan's going up. I personally voted for Lochmodan. I think Lochmodan is super cozy. Oh, what about you guys, though? What about Melderon? Yeah, Melderon, Defcamp. Which one would you guys retire in? Dunedain, Stranglethorn? Why? Why?
I love the zone. It's the most interesting one of all of vanilla WoW, and I might save all of WoW ever. I like the atmosphere. I like the jungle. So yeah, it's just awesome.
Now, where in STV though? STV's a big zone, right? Are you nestled along the coast on some sand in a little hut? You know what I mean?
Hammett's nesting where is camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're
so
sick.
Are you going hunting a lot? Are you going hunting?
You know how much blood is spilled at Hemming Nesting Worries Camp?
Yeah, true, right? I know.
There's crocodiles 2 feet from you, dude.
Yeah, but I love those quests, man, and I like the camp. I like the little campfire, and I guess there won't be as much blood spilled if the population cap is lower.
Dunedain will be there, the holy paladin, healing everybody and keeping it safe, I guess. But
yeah,
man, that's probably the biggest hotspot in all of vanilla WoW. No, is there another bigger PvP hotspot?
Definitely one of the biggest. Definitely one of the biggest. I mean, other than South Shore, Tower and Mill.
The amount of skeletons that are scattered around that area on a new server is absolutely nutter butters. It is.
Oh my God,
it's the only really tropical area in the game, is it not?
Someone says, where is Mulgore?
Forellis is kind of tropical.
Yeah, but Forellis is more... Yeah, it's tropical as well, but it's elfish tropical.
Yeah.
I want to do mine.
All
right, what about you, Defcamp? Where would you retire if you were in classic WoW?
100% Winter Spring.
Winter Spring? You guys are sick, dude. You know how cold that is there?
I love the cold. I love the snow. You know what the best thing is? No fucking bugs. None.
Okay, that's true. There's no bugs, but yeah, your balls are gonna freeze.
Don't worry about fucking spiders. You know what? I'm a big dude. I can take care of it. I can wear some fur. I love to chill in Winter Spring with the beautiful sky above me, with the beautiful music.
The pink sky, the music. Yeah, the soundtrack would have to play the whole time you live there too. So you gotta factor that.
Absolutely. With the snow coming down, I would love to like just go camping in the middle, or go out in that big sheet of ice and go fucking skating or something, and just go out on adventures. And like I love the feeling of this nice cozy little like cabin, or like this. Maybe like posted out a little outside of town, and just kind of have this little cabin, just living out there in fucking Winter Spring. I love it. Winter Spring is one of the most beautiful places in WoW.
So do you like snow zones overall? Do you like Dunmorrow then?
I like snow. I love Dunmorrow. Yes.
Okay.
And like that kind of that's kind of how I am, like a person. I love the cold. I just do it, and I hate bugs, and I hate heat. I hate humidity. You can ask Melderon. Like I am deathly afraid of insects.
It's ridiculous.
We have these house centipedes here.
Like if a ladybug flies near him, he freaks out.
They're about
a ladybug? Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't like insects. I don't like bugs.
You're like my girl, dude. You're like my fiance, yeah. How about you, Melderon? Where would you retire in classic WoW, man?
Well, my choice is not on the poll, but I will give you my poll answer. The poll answer is probably going to be Stone Town. I think Stone Town is really unique.
By the way, we're still tied right now, guys. Can you guys break the tie? What's wrong with you? Come on, let's go.
Yeah, Stone Town's really nice, but if I had to pick any zone to be Ashara, definitely. I love Ashara.
Really? Ashara?
Yep, it's peace and quiet, no one's ever there. Eternal autumn look, the autumn leaves are always around.
Oh my...
Beautiful, man. And there's no... So I'm retiring there, right? So I've been playing my early years all in the really condensed and contested zones. Go to Ashara where no one's ever there, pretty much. Go hang out somewhere, and no one will ever find me.
Wow.
You might have just changed my answer, Melderon. I absolutely love, out of all the seasons, fall. I'm a sweater weather type of person. I love my pumpkin spice lattes. If they had male yoga pants, I'd probably wear male yoga pants. I just love everything fall. I'm so basic. Like, I love Halloween. It's my favorite little time of the year. I might actually, you know, it's eternal fall, right? In Azara, it's always like the kind of beautiful fall
Ashara
colors.
it's always fall.
Okay. I might have to change to Azara, but I chose Loch Modan. The reason why I like Loch Modan, that loch is so cozy. It seems like the weather's there perfect all year. It kind of reminds me of like maybe Austria or something like that. You kick your feet up by the loch. You're doing some fishing. You're doing some hunting. The dwarves like to hunt, right? Dwarves like hunting. They're big game hunter. There was, you know, they like hunting. So you know you could go fishing, hunting, have a little log cabin there. Good weather all year. You know.
And the village is super nice.
The village is super cozy.
I've been thinking about Hinterlands too.
Hinterlands is very cozy as well, yeah.
It would be in like my top 5, but you know, I like Ashara too because I do like fall, but for me it's definitely winter spring. And I'm wondering, I looked on the Strawpoll. There's a lot of people who like winter spring as well.
Let me see.
So
Let me see if you guys broke the freaking Strawpoll yet.
It was
Oh, we broke the Strawpoll. Loch Modan won. It came out of nowhere, dude.
Wow.
It came out of nowhere. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Loch Modan with 20 votes, STV with 19. STV beat out Elwyn. That just blows my freaking mind right now, dude. Where does no one want to live?
People like
3
PvP,
people
but
want to
they
live
wanna-
in
they wanna
Dark
gank
Shore.
noobs all day.
Yeah.
People
Wow,
wanna
there's
live in
actually a
Dark
lot
Shore.
of people voting on this.
Whoa, look at that thumbtack. Read that at Kargoz.
Thumbtack? What is that? Oh, Thumbtack, $10. I started playing late TBC. I was 11 years old. Super excited to see the game before I started. Also looking forward to causing some chaos in Hillsbrad with my old guildies. Thank you for the $10, Thumbtack. Appreciate it, man.
I'm also looking into causing chaos in Hillsbrad. Hopefully you're horde.
Yes, dude. Come join our ranks, dude. I feel bad for the Alliance, man.
Oh man,
Alliance will be fine.
I started playing late.
I love the people who started playing in BC and Wrath. Like, you got a little taste of the old world. You know, you got a little taste of like how it was, and now you get to experience vanilla in its purest form. Like, I'm so excited for people who, and you know, myself and Melderon included. Like, we didn't start playing till late vanilla, so there was a lot of it that we missed, but we still got that feeling. But even so, I mean, I can't wait. I just can't.
I can't wait. You guys, I'm so excited, and I want to talk about this later, like our goals in the game. So we're kind of thinking about rolling on a guild together, right? And I can't wait to play with these guys and kill freaking Kel'Thuzad with these guys. We're doing it. Like, even if it takes us a while, we'll do it, man. And I feel bad for the Alliance on this server. We're all going to be streaming and stuff, man. If you guys hate us, go roll on our server, man, and gank us in
Yeah, I'm going to apologize right now. If you're on our server in your Alliance, we play it. Defcamp and I play. If it's red, it's dead. So if we're going to kill you.
If it's red, it's dead, dude.
And if you're a gnome rogue, please go after Kargoz.
Oh, please. Oh, I'm already. Okay. I'm sure there's gonna be a fair share of gnome rogues attacking me. That's true. That's true.
This man
People are gonna
hates
meme
rogues
on me.
for no damn reason.
And I
No
hate
damn
gnomes,
reason why you
dude.
should hate that. Yeah,
God, I hear their
yeah,
laugh in
definitely
my
hate them.
dreams, man. I hear their laugh in my dreams.
If it's red, it's dead. He said that should be the guild name.
All right. Let me do another straw poll real quick.
This weekend, VX. It should be this weekend. I'll take a look in the Discord.
Perfect Stealth's got my back.
But
Thank you, man.
We'll definitely go live this weekend again, and we'll let you know.
Dude, almost 400 people in the house. What about this? Is insane,
Hello.
guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, here's another straw poll, guys. So we went over what zone you want to retire in, right? I guess people like Loch Modan. I agree with you. That's a great choice. What zone do you live in right now, IRL? I'm gonna put this in the chat right now. What zone is closest to the actual area in the real world? What zone do you live in? And I put a bunch on there. So just sit on that, vote on that. We'll keep talking for a little bit. All right. So maybe we should get into the actual news. I mean, we've been talking about it, but so the TLDR from the news, right, is that Blizzard initially had a 4-phase. They initially planned for 4 phases to roll content on it, right? And just jump in here if I'm butchering it. But the 4 phases of content, they're extending it out to 6 phases. There was a lot of people yelling at the top of their lungs saying Dire Maul on launch is a bad idea. Now, I didn't think it was like 100% foolproof bad idea because people were saying that in European servers they had Dire Maul on launch. But people were yelling that. And the implications of having Dire Maul available on launch are pretty vast. The whole pre-bis changes. A lot of core gear is made obsolete. Some gear will never have their chance to shine. For me as a hunter, this is a bad thing, though, right? Having Dire Maul tribute runs available to me on launch would have been good. But for the game overall, I think it is a good thing. What do you guys think?
And it's not going to be that long. I mean, honestly, guys.
You can do Marauding, though.
Yeah, you can do Marauding. I mean, look at me, guys. As a priest, you get fucking Whipvine cord, you get Padres pants, you get the trinkets.
Mind tap talismans.
You get mind tap talismans. You get the trinkets for all the classes. Those trinkets are amazing for hunters. They're amazing for priests. They're amazing for so many classes. You get so much gear from DM. Why not make it a little bit harder for like the first 2 months? You know, like I really look forward to playing as a priest. I love to play discipline. I go PI spec within the first couple of months because you really don't have that much spirit and you're really lacking in intellect. So I go full PI spec to get that extra intellect from going down in deep disc, and I got power infusion to either help my healing or to help the mages or anyone else, any of the ranged DPS to do more damage, because there's all that DM gear equals less damage. So by going PI, like I love that little aspect of early vanilla for me. I can go PI spec, I can mess around with it, I can help other players by giving them power infusion, and then once I get a lot more tier 1 and then DM comes out, then I go down into hero spec for holy. And and it's this little change that I look forward to in the playstyle and in the the liveness of the game. Like I love that little aspect.
And I don't know about you guys. I don't have a lot of experience like super late game vanilla or anything. Basically none. I've never rated Nax or anything like that. But my favorite chapter of the game when it comes to vanilla is obviously the leveling experience. I've said this before. It's probably my favorite aspect of the game. Leveling to 60 is so much fun. I just love everything about it. But I love that initial couple weeks where you're ahead of the pack, or where people are just getting into Molten Core and they don't have everything that they need to have. I love that early phase. So are you saying that with Dire Maul being staggered, we're going to have more of that juicy early chapter?
Correct.
Absolutely.
I think so. And then Taladriel said this in Countdown to the Classic, and I agree with Taladriel. He wished that it should launch with no raid content available for at least a month.
Really?
Ah.
Yeah, see, I disagree with that.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too.
enjoy the game.
Yeah, I know, but you know what, dude? You can still enjoy the game and have the be. Just you don't have to be one of the ones who rush into it. But it should be out there for those who for like the thing that I love about WoW. Like when you put the effort in it, you're rewarded. So I like the feeling of people being able. If you put the time in and you're one of the first guilds in MC or to clear MC, like good for you. Like that might not be me, but I think that should change. Respect your opinion and on that and all, but for me personally, I think it should be left the way it was. But I definitely feel the DM should be with at least like 2 months. And someone was asking how do we feel about the DM farming to be still available. So basically, if you guys don't know, the DM. The Lashers, for example, they drop a lot of gray items they can sell. And they drop a lot of herbs and things that people sell.
But my issue is this.
Feel that should be in the game.
But my issue is this: we don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know if they're going to make fresh servers, right? And in that situation, we have to be very careful about how quick we want content to come out.
True.
That's my concern.
If it's too quick, right? Okay, I see what you're going with this. Yeah, keep going, sir.
No, it's good. That's basically all I wanted to say. It's just like we don't know how long the life.
Why not have the next patch just come out a little bit later? Like, you know what I mean?
I just think let people get to 60 and let's do some PvP. Let's do some high-end dungeons. Let's get attached and then put the raids out. Do we have to rush through the content?
I feel you. I like it when dungeon gear is relevant, dude. I like that. I love running 5-mans.
Yeah.
Do you guys love running 5-mans, guys? I love running 5-mans. I swear, dude. We're running.
Relevant in MC.
What's that?
It will be relevant.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I can't wait to run just like Strath living with you guys, Skolomans with you guys.
A lot of tier 1, but dungeon gear is better than tier 1. A lot of dungeon gear is better than tier 1 for a lot of classes. So that dungeon gear will still be relevant.
Like Defcamp said, you can also just get the next patch a few weeks or months later and still have MC and Onyxia at launch. But you say you love 5-man content. I do too, but I really wish they put 10-man and 15-man content in there. I mean, I would, if I would die to have Skolomans and Stratholm at 10-man again.
Okay.
It's how I remember Skolo and Stratholm. I always did it like that.
Same here.
So
I just love how personal it is. I don't know if you guys can relate. In a 5-man dungeon, like everybody is super critical and important. You have some camaraderie. You're talking to each other. You are CCing targets in vanilla, and you're you're working together.
Game in a 10 or 15 man. dungeon, and also you had those 5-man dungeons while you're leveling, and when you hit 60 and you can do those 10 and 50-man dungeons, it really feels like you gained something from getting there at 60. It's a little bit more epic. It's still not raiding like 40-man, but
like I did a 10-man solo the other day, and it has a different. It's like just a little bit different from doing your 5-man BRD if that's what you did, or doing your 5-man DM runs. Like doing a 10-man Scullo or a 10-man strat, it's just really interesting and fun to do every once in a while.
And we used to do class runs back in the day as well, like one of each class, and then usually an additional warrior or healer, because warriors were plenty of them already back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, I think we lost Melderon.
That's right. I got the character screens up. Our nifty new character screens.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely love it. Yeah.
So listen to this, guys. Kargoz thought I played a female character, and he had a friggin' female Defcamp up there instead of a male. I
did. Yeah, I had it. People love the females, man. We were joking around about it before, that it seems like when people get to a really high skill level, they have to play female for some reason. Someone explain that to us, man. I mean, I get the animations look kind of cool, but I don't know, man.
Well, Taladrill said, what would you rather do when you're playing that long, when you're basically no-lifing WoW, right? And you're playing that long, do you want to really look at a male character that long? That was his argument. He says he likes to look at a female because he's playing the game for so long. So, I don't know. I like to think that character is me in some way.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to for me, Defcamp. I like to visualize myself as that character. Like that's how I would be in the game. If this was like real life or something,
I agree.
That's how it would kind of be, you know. So.
I make both female and male characters. I recently made a female Tauren warrior on
Femtor
Voldemort server.
Femtor.
Sorry?
That's what they call him, right? Femtor? Femtor.
Femtars, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I just made it because it's unique and it's a warrior, and I thought, yeah, why not? While it's still on Voldemort server, let's try it. So I kind of like to make all kind of characters. Usually my main is a male character. Like I think every male except for my Blood Elf Paladin was a male character, but you can say Blood Elf male characters are less male than females, right?
Yeah, they're definitely more feminine than female.
That's
agree.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I just wanted to point out something right here. So Lane Bubble Fly So High said, everything is nice and dandy, but the best thing about Classic will be item regression. No raid will be obsolete every 3 months. Absolutely, that's another thing that I love about Classic, and one of the main things that is so great. Like you can be doing AQ, but there's still guilds out there doing MC. There's still guilds out there doing BWL. Like either if you need buffs, either if someone needs certain gear. Like there's still gear out there that's relevant. It's so awesome to be able to have a guild, and say you came a little late or you're, not up to doing as much as everyone else is. You can still go in there and do MC with them while they're doing AQ. You can still go in there and do, ZG with them while they're doing Nax or whatever. And that's what I love about Classic so much, is that like the raids stay relevant. Maybe not as much as, they were at the time, but they're still relevant.
Yeah, there's still gear in those raids, even for the long-time members, usually.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So Architect of Cosmos says something interesting. This is something that's kind of cool. I think he summed it up in a really elegant way, where I can understand both lines of reasoning. He said some people think of their character as themselves, and some think of their character like as another entity, like you're creating a character that has its own separate story. That has made the most sense to me out of any other explanation I've ever heard, man.
Yeah.
Like if you're making your character and you're imagining that this character has a story and it's not you, I actually get it. I understand. That's interesting. All right.
Yeah, well, no, I get it as well. It's almost like a D&D campaign or something like that, right? But even when I play D&D, I always try to envision myself in that character. That's just a way I've always played RPGs.
So we have another tie, guys. I don't know if you guys are trolling or what, but you guys basically have Dunmoreau and Elwyn tied. So I feel like half of you live in nice forest climates and some of you live in snowy climates. I myself voted Westfall just because I live in Northern California. Most of the year it's dry, kind of like Westfall.
That is perfect, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some people
Melderon.
voted Swamp of Sorrows, dude. I feel bad for the people that voted
They live in
Swamp of
Florida?
Sorrows, dude. They live in
Guys
like a
live in
mud
Florida,
pit.
It's basically Florida. Yeah, it's basically Florida.
So Melderon, where were you? I couldn't figure out
I
one
put
for us.
I put Stormwind City. We live in Philadelphia.
Someone lives
Yeah,
in the
that-
burning
yeah.
steps? What do you live in an oven, bro? Like, what is
I was gonna say that. I was gonna put Burning Steps for like North Philly.
North Philly?
What did you guys pick?
Well,
Melderon?
you know North Philly Kargoz. You've been there.
Yeah, dude, I know. Almost, dude. North Philly is rough, man. Like people.
I've
Yeah,
been there a lot too, for not for,
Yep.
for not good reasons.
I remember, so I went to college in North Philly, guys. Went to Temple, and we would go out. We just got normal. I got sensitized to it. We'd go out to these little like parties on weekends, and we go to these like really kind of like townhouse style homes in North Philly. I'm sure
Yeah.
you've seen them. They're like row houses. And you go out there, and you're just walking down. You're drinking your Natty Light or whatever you're drinking, and you look down on the ground. You see like broken glass, that, like with blood on it and stuff, and you just get sensitized to it. And you're like, "Oh my god, dude!" But in
And then
hindsight,
the gunshots. Yeah.
and the gunshots, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So what did you guys pick? Melderon, Defcamp?
Stormwind City, just the only one that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the only one that really
Yes.
makes sense for us.
because you
Same
live
here.
in Philly, you think Philly is like Stormwind City? I guess
Well,
Center
it's the
City
only
is kind of
city
nice.
that's on there.
Iron
It's
Forge is on there.
more like Stormwind than Iron Forge, you know?
Okay, that's true. That makes
I
sense.
think Stormwind City is more like a European city.
Yeah, well,
Well,
Philly
it's cleaner. It's cleaner, so yeah, it's
Philly
really
has a little bit of.
Stormwind City is like Prague to me, dude. I would imagine it's Prague, like
I was
cobblestone
gonna say
streets.
London, dude. Come on, London.
Oh,
Like,
London?
maybe-
London.
I could
Yeah.
see it.
The city I live nearby is basically Stormwind City. It
That's
has
awesome.
everything Stormwind City has.
So when you
except
walk
for
in,
the
you go.
walls, maybe.
"Dun, dun, dun, dun," like
Yeah, yeah, and there are still
Look at the
parts of
music
the
on.
walls even. So yeah, I put the music on all the time.
Nice. Meek Mill, yeah.
It has a cathedral. It has the old streets, the old buildings. It has everything. That the small rivers. So basically, any city in Belgium is like that.
Oh yeah, I heard Belgium is beautiful, man. So we got.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a clear
sometimes.
winner here, Elwyn Forest. I'm glad most of you guys live out in Elwyn Forest type conditions.
Well, that
That's
makes
good.
sense. Yeah.
Elwyn Forest is a beautiful place, so it seems like people are pretty well
There's actually a
situated.
part of Pennsylvania called Elwyn.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, with one N though. Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, what would you say Kansas is, Melderon, when you're living in Kansas? Is
Westfall.
that-
Absolutely.
Westfall, I
Westfall.
think?
100%.
I was gonna say the Barrens.
No, it's not that big. The Barrens is like the Serengeti. It's like Africa.
Well, I think yeah. I mean, well, Daenerys is more of like a
Is there any place that's orange in real life like that? I
yeah,
guess.
some
Yeah.
deserts.
Mars.
I've been in Senegal in Africa, and it's like orange.
It's like Duratar? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, makes sense. All right, so let's go through this news, boys. So this is pretty much what they've said that they're going to roll out with. They're going to roll out with MC Ani. Again, jump in if I'm butchering it. And so they're going to have Maraudon on launch. And then the next two patches, so they're rolling them out like together, right? Like two patches together is going to be Dire Maul and what's the other one? Dire Maul and I guess just Dire Maul.
Azurgos Kazik.
Oh, right. Azurgos, Kazik, Dire Maul. And then the next one is going to be BWL and potentially BGs. Now, they didn't really comment on PvP in particular.
I think BG's is gonna be before that, honestly.
You think so, right?
Can you imagine people
Which
having to wait
BGs?
till
Which
BWL
BGs?
for BGs? And that's the thing is not all three BGs came out at the same time.
Yeah.
Right,
So what I'm thinking is that Phase 2, we're gonna have WSG, Arathi Basin, and then Phase 3 maybe AV, but still that's a long time to wait for AV because AV came out before BWL. So
That is.
what I was thinking, right, like okay, and also these phases are going to be different timelines for each one, like right, because Phase 2 is going to be closer to Phase 1 than Phase 3 is going to be closer to Phase 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that?
Because Dire Maul came out like only a couple months after the
Yeah.
release.
Yeah.
When
You think they-
BWL was a longer
but-
wait.
but don't you think they will push it a little bit back?
Maybe. I mean, I'm thinking the most like 2-3 months is for DM. That's what I'm thinking, right?
I would hope it would be
Yeah.
longer.
And I
Longer
could
than
see
2-3?
them-
What do you
Yeah,
guys think,
3,
chat? How long you guys want to
3,
wait
4,
before Dire Maul comes out?
Yeah, how long do you guys think?
I think
But
they said it
I
was
think-
2 months on real retail. Was that it?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Around 2 months.
That's
but I'm
pretty
thinking-
fast, right?
Pretty fast. I wouldn't mind
I'm
seeing it, I
thinking,
guess, 4. Even though I'm playing Hunter, man, I
Yeah,
guess
same.
it's fine.
But
Yeah.
4 months.
Yeah, 4
6
months.
months. Wow, I think that's too. Wait, I think that's too long. 4 years, 2 or 3. Yeah, 2 or 3 is what I'm.
4 years?
I'm
Yeah, that makes
honestly-
sense.
I could see like AB and WSG maybe coming out of the Dire Maul patch, or I wish they would do like something in between Phase 2 and Phase 3, where you would have your BGs come out. You know what I mean? So like WSG, AB, and then AV a little bit later, but still before Blackwing Lair is what I think.
So you want them to stagger out the BGs?
Yeah, I want
Okay.
WSG and AB just to come out at the same time, and then
AV, you mean?
to come out a little
A beta.
because Alterac Valley rewards are so fucking good.
They are, yeah. Ice Barb, Don
Um,
Julio's, yeah.
Dude, so
Wait.
much shit. I mean, even
But Alterac Valley launched with Warsong Gulch.
Did it?
Yeah.
Alterac Valley launched after Alterac. You thinking Arathi Basin?
Yeah, that launched after, but I
he's-
think Warsong
Right.
Gulch.
What I'm saying is though, just to have them both come out at the same time, because
Yeah.
they were pretty closer than AV was, right?
No, AV
AV
and
was-
Warsong Gulch came together, and then Alterac.
Oh, AB was after?
Basin came.
Huh.
Yeah, I think so. Let
it
me
was.
check.
It was Alterac. Alterac Valley was the last.
One thing I will say though, okay, so it's pretty much confirmed that there's not going to be PvP and Honor on launch, right?
Yeah, so yeah, Matt, WSG and AV launched at the same time.
AV and then
AV. So AB was the last.
AB,
Oh.
AV was the last. But
Yeah.
AV has the So I mean, they could put all three of them out at the same time. I don't know. Do you guys think they would have all three out? I just can't. I can't see.
I
them
like what
doing-
you're saying with them staggering
Yeah.
it. It makes sense because I guess what was explained to me was that Arathi Basin, if you're really going try-hard pre-made status, is the most efficient use of your time. You just want to spam AB. It's the fastest, like 4 cap or whatever is the fastest way you can get on
Yeah.
it. So I like
think
staggering
was-
it.
Yeah, exactly. I do. I think we were thinking is AV had the most changes, Defcamp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and AV. So the AV rewards too, and so Arathi Basin has the was it the gloves? I'm trying to remember all the rewards.
But
the
Arathi Basin came. I think it came in 1.8.
Yeah, Arathi Basin was later, right? Because I remember Arathi came out while playing, or maybe it was a little before. But I just remember Alterac when Alterac Valley came out, or when the rewards. See, that's the thing too, right? So can we have maybe the honor system come out, and the battlegrounds come out, but then the rewards come out later?
But wouldn't you like no battlegrounds at first?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. I
Yeah,
want
Okay,
battlegrounds
let me chime in here. Let me chime in here. So, it's pretty much confirmed. Chat, speak now or forever hold your peace. I don't know. It's pretty much confirmed. There's not going to be any honor system, no BGs on launch, right?
We
Right.
don't know that.
They kind of
yeah.
they sort of said that though, right? Like I mean,
They
I
said
think
no honor- they said no
PvP
honor
content
system?
is notably missing above. That's because we're still evaluating our options regarding PvP rewards, as they do also change over time, both in power and in terms of which PvP rewards were available.
okay. Well, I feel like there was another announcement before where they were kind of even saying there's not going to be like honor system on launch. Anyway, this is my speculation. There's not going to be honor system on launch. There's not going to have any of those rank 14 rewards, and that they're probably going to roll out that honor system with Dire Maul. That's what my guess is. And
so no BGs with Dire Maul, you think?
Yeah.
I don't know about
so.
BGs with Dire Maul, but I think they're going to roll out the honor system with Dire Maul.
Right. I
So-
think that would be smart, Kargoz. I think that would be smart, and then maybe have AV and WSG like halfway through between Dire Maul and Phase 3.
But what I'm getting at is that there won't be BGs when they roll out the honor system. I think we will have a period of time where there won't be BGs and the honor system will be out. And that there hasn't been an honor system before. There hasn't been visualize yourself in the game right now. There hasn't been an honor system. There hasn't been incentives to do PvP stuff. They finally are rolling out this honor system with Dire Maul. You want to get to 60 before that patch hits. I'm telling you right now. You don't want to be under level 60 when that patch hits, because it's going to be a freaking nightmare. It's the blood that will be spilled is going to be crazy. So I would say try and get to 60 before they roll out the honor system. With my point. And what I'll say that's kind of cool though is I think we will get a chapter in Classic WoW where World PvP is awesome. Like Hillsbrad is going to be popping off. Hillsbrad is going to be crazy. Stranglethorn is going to be crazy, and it's going to be like a cultural event on the server, like an era where World PvP was. You know, we're talking raids on capital cities, stuff like this, right?
So honestly, then, so if the earlier that the honor system is released, the better that might be for World PvP. I mean, I'm not for that. Like, I would like a little bit of time. but because you're gonna have people.
You gotta incentivize people to PvP.
Exactly, you're gonna want to incentivize people to want to engage in world PvP, and when there's no BGs and the honor system's live, if that is the way for like 2-3 months, then people are gonna be grinding, just to get their, and then when the rewards come out, whatever, you'll be wherever you are. I don't know how they'll lay that out. I'm sure they'll do something smart, but you want to be incentivized for doing this world PvP. I honestly would do it. I'd do it even if there wasn't an honor system in place. I'd still go out and have fun and do some PvP. But I think it would be smart to roll out, maybe that honor system pretty early in the game, so that people are incentivized to do some world PvP. Because I would, like you said, I would love for there to be a good 2, 3, 4 months, whatever, where people are just like world PvP and that's it. There's no BGs.
I would like for there to be an era where world PvP is the best thing you can do if you're interested in PvP. Not running AB on some super tryhard mode stuff, but world PvP is the best thing you can be doing to pursue the PvP rewards. That would be sweet. That would be really sweet. So yeah, I mean, so it's like Dire Maul, potentially Honored patch, honor system rolled out there. BWL. So another thing they were saying is that they weren't going to roll out ZG with BWL, right?
Yeah.
That was another thing.
Yeah,
that's good,
right?
Yeah.
After, yeah.
So you
That's
can't go
smart,
into
because that
BWL
should
with
be a
ZG and
catch-up.
Chance, right?
That should be a catch up for some people that are struggling in BWL.
And you don't want. Yeah, you don't want to have too much content at the same time. It's better
Exactly.
to spread it out.
Makes
Correct me if
sense.
I'm wrong. There are pieces that make BWL delegitimizes BWL gear in GG, correct?
Yeah, true. And the enchants are very
The
powerful.
enchants are amazing.
Yeah,
Fucking
definitely enchants,
shoulder
absolutely.
enchants, and
Yeah.
and then even the sets, like the shoulder set that you can get. They don't have like I think the 2-piece ZG set, just the 2-piece gives like 30 something extra healing. So I mean, they're pretty decent.
Yeah,
Like,
and the Green Dragons will come out at the same time, which is good that they're not putting them out at the AQ event, because we wanted people to farm their natures and scare, so it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's smart. Absolutely, I think the main thing with ZG when AQ20 comes out, and it'll really help those people that are either struggling in BWL, get some gear, or just for something to do for a lot of those people who are, like you said, you want to spread out that content as much as you can, and it's great that in Classic WoW, while you're doing ZG, you can also do MC if you want, or BWL if you want. Like, all those things will still be relevant. Do Ani to get the Ani head. I can't wait to see what they do with the PvP system. I'm really excited about that. I think if they do this right and they have it like the first couple of months where there isn't any BGs in the honor systems, I think that we could get some pretty amazing world PvP battles going.
Yeah, I hope so. I heard recently that it might not be the best way to farm honor, but I think people will do it anyway.
Oh yeah, it's not the
Turn
best,
and
but it's
such
definitely one of
or-
the most fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
then-
definitely feel Blizzard wants to recreate it. They made a battleground in Legion, I think, or what?
Oh, yeah.
For a month
Town
or
over
so to
South Shore.
celebrate. Yeah, so I definitely feel they would like to recreate it. So I'm pretty sure they will not release BGs at the same time
Yeah.
as a PvP system.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, Platinum Wow's in the chat. What's up, Platinum? How's it going, man? All right, real quick, we're gonna do another straw poll, and you guys already know my answer, but I want you guys to vote on what you guys think the scummiest PvP class is. Scummiest PvP class.
Oh, that's easy. Jeez.
If you don't choose Rogue, you're wrong. But let me put it in here anyway.
I agree.
We got to get the hype flowing, guys. Share with me what you think the if you choose Hunter, I'm banning you right now.
Hunter is gonna be.
I know you're gonna shoot.
Especially while doing the leveling process. Especially if you're a female night elf hunter.
Female night up hunter with lupos.
Yeah, exactly.
Even I'm a hunter, and I even admit they are
Who
kind of
voted
scummy.
for
I have to
Shaman?
say.
Seriously, I have one vote for Shaman right now.
Rank
And
1
then
frost
Warlock-
shot. Gah!
And then Warlock with
I'm voting Rogue, dude.
Succubus.
24 votes for Rogue already, dude. Oh yes, feels good, man. This is a Rogue hate stream.
Paladin
Oh,
has a
dude.
lot.
Paladin.
Because of their friggin' 3 health pools.
Okay. Yes, I do get triggered when they lay on hands. Rogue, look at Rogue rising. Oh, love it, man. Rogue and Hunter. All right, I get it. Rogue and Hunter. Keep voting. Ooh, we got a donation in the house.
Oh.
Pogren with the $10 donation. World PvP is a must for me. I want to try South Shore versus Terran Mill. I never got to. Also, Rogue or Frost Mage is just Gummy's choice. I don't think I ever got to experience. Did you guys get to experience real South Shore versus Terran Mill like drama? World
Yeah, but
PvP?
not when it was really relevant. I experienced it.
I did. I experienced that shit.
You experienced it before Battlegrounds?
No, not before
not in
Battlegrounds.
classic.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, but I experienced it when like literally everyone in Terran Mill was Alliance, or everyone in Horde was South Shore.
Yeah,
Like
I've experienced that
took
too.
over the whole town.
No,
Yeah.
but in its heyday, I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
No, not when there weren't BGs around. No, I never played when there weren't BGs around. So
I think I
Unless-
was like
only on
level
private servers
20,
have I done
so
that.
Yeah.
I never been there.
I
the
did
time.
experience on our private servers, like when there was no BGs, but it's nothing like it was back in the day.
So, do you think we're gonna get to experience South Shore versus Terran Mill again?
Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to happen. There's no. It's just like STV. You have that mix of players that are coming in. The Alliance have a little bit of a level advantage going to Hillsbrad, and it's going to happen. And STV is going to happen too.
And what about South Shore versus Terran Mill made it such a hot spot for PvP? Was there an actual like quest or something to kill people
No,
there?
it's because
level
the
differentiation.
graveyards, and it's basically because the graveyards are pretty close to each other, so you don't have to run too far to respawn.
True.
Okay.
That's true. That's another good point. But I think the Alliance usually has a there's
They're a bit higher level.
about a 5 level advantage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
true.
They're so close. The cities are so close, and
Yeah.
it's the first place where, as an undead character, that you're going that's
Yeah.
contested.
That
You know, it's-
maybe it may have initialized the first battles indeed, but I think later on it was also the preferred spot for the diehard PvPers because of the the graveyards.
The graveyards.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I mean, the other places that are like primo spots are we have South Shore we have STV, of course. The Nessing Worries camp. I think another really big place that a lot of people forget is like, dude, DM, like outside DM. When
Oh
people are
my
flying.
God,
Oh my
yeah.
god,
Horrible.
so much,
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
amazing battles have happened outside DM.
PRD.
And dude, farming has caused so many amazing. That's another reason why we've talked about like the whole token and things like that, and how much that could influence, and change like world PvP spots. Like, when fire protection potions are really big and everyone's farming the elementals in Arathi, like the fire elementals. Oh my god, I've had some amazing times in that.
Let me ask
spot.
you something. Do you think Vanilla WoW was the peak of world PvP? Was there another iteration of the game where
Absolutely.
world PvP
Absolutely
was?
Hell
nothing comes
no.
close. Nothing comes close.
Hell no, yeah.
Huh? Nothing comes
I
close,
mean,
huh?
you have Hala. Hala was pretty good.
I was gonna say, I remember doing Hala.
Oh, to get the Tal book, right? I actually got
my,
that. I got my Tal
Silver
book.
War Tal book.
I still got that on retail.
that wasn't bad. That was a good attempt of getting it
Yeah.
back. The problem was fly mounts killed world PvP
Yeah.
and TBC.
And then Wintergrass came out.
and BGs as
right.
well.
I still remember there was a way to kind of cheese people to get them off their flying mount though if they're running away back at TBC.
Oh well,
Really?
when did they come? Oh, that's right. Wait, didn't they come out with the boomerang in BC?
I thought that was later.
No,
I don't
no.
know.
I think it was in BC, right? The boomerang, or was it called something else back then? There was an item that you could use to knock people off.
Fling them off.
Oh yeah, but it was only in what?
I
Right.
thought I was
I
pretty
thought
sure
it was a
in
wad.
BC
Yeah, that's what I
too.
thought.
Yeah.
Could have swore it was in BC as well.
To me, I mean,
By the way, yeah, go on.
I'm saying South Shore versus Terran Mill. To me, thinking about it like almost on an RP level, it's like the essence of PvP, man. Like it's a really nice like scenic environment, like this big forest, and the Horde and Alliance both have base camps near each other, and you meet out like on this forested woodlands. To me, that's so cool too, man. That's I can't think of another zone that I think is
Yeah.
is
No, it's a
better.
great battleground. It's a great place to fight, and it just works so well. It really does.
Do you think, considering that it's pretty nice thing to have some world PvP, do you think it's a mistake to have made battlegrounds, or to have implemented them the way they did, like share the honor system with world PvP and battlegrounds?
I do like the BGs personally. I do, yeah.
But Dunedain has a point with sharing the honor. Maybe you can only get honor via world PvP.
Yeah, or have two separate reward systems, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, different gear. So different sets of. So you couldn't get your shoulder piece unless you world PvP. You couldn't get your leg piece.
Oh,
unless you
that's
went-
interesting, actually. Yeah. So
You know
it's,
what I mean?
yeah. So it's not just the most efficient thing to do to do AB over and over and over again. You would
Just
actually have to
keep
go
PvP
out.
alive. And I know people hate it, but like, if you follow the rules, like the rules Defcamp and I follow, if they don't give us honor, we don't kill them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't kill people who don't give me honor. There's no point.
Yeah.
Unless there's like 4 of them ganking some dude that's like, you know, low level as well, and then we might run in there and stop it. But
Yeah, if
Other
we're
than
level
that,
60 and 4 level 30s are ganking this level 10, or whatever, that can't happen. Level 20, let's say level 20 in Hillsbrad, we'll kill those 5 level 30s.
yeah,
right?
griefing basically.
We don't like the grief, but you know,
So what are your guys' favorite BGs? What's your favorite BG, Kargoz?
It's got to be Warsong for me, man.
Warsong?
I just love Warsong so much. Oh, even still to this day, and with all the new ones they've added, I still like Warsong best.
Mine's actually Arathi. I fucking love Arathi.
Arathi?
I like. You know, it never.
the raw
never
yes,
used-
definitely.
You think Arathi too?
Those, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love Arathi, man. I'm really starting to like Alterac Valley more because I think as time went on, I started to hate Alterac Valley, especially you know, in later iterations of WoW, as it became more of like a you know, a joke because it really wasn't like the AV. AV now is completely different than AV then, right?
Mm-hmm.
As I started playing AV more on private servers and remembering like how good it was back then and how many awesome things you can do in AV, and like you could go in there and just literally go and pick herbs and make like a shitload of money, or you know, you can go in there and, you know, do whatever. There's so many different things you can do in there, but it does suck when it's a turtle and it lasts like 12 hours, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a turtle because you're farming reagents and not killing the boss.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why it's a
On paper, though, it seems like the most epic. What do you guys think, chat? I mean, think
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
You actually have to get
Yeah.
resources together and get those bosses, like world bosses, moving to it. That actually sounds really cool on paper. In
No,
practice,
it's cool.
It is cool.
It's just, ugh.
yeah.
There was an exploit back in the day where you could get like 1,000 golds in a few hours in the mines. Not many people know about it, but it was there.
Oh yeah, in the mines. There was a couple other things I remember, but did you guys ever see the like I love when the boss spawns certain bosses and there's like good gear that drops off that boss. The hell is
Yeah, but yeah, I know, but I don't remember the name. But there was a patch where they changed the boss, and then after that, it never showed up again. But what's its name?
Talking about the
You
big,
remember?
like the big tree dude.
No.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
patch in the,
You know, one thing I like about Alterac Valley. So with AB, you almost and Warsong Gulch as well. You almost feel like all the action is relatively within your line of sight. Like you can kind of get to wherever you need to go relatively quickly, right? And participate. The crazy thing about Alterac Valley, it actually feels like a war, because like if you're on the other side of the map, dude, you are not getting over to the other side. Like
Nope,
that.
especially if the Alliance or the Horde are coming over towards your side and you need to get.
It really is the BG that feels the most like a real war to me.
It
It's a
does.
zone.
Which is
It's
true.
a whole
Yeah.
zone.
It's a zone.
You know?
Yeah,
Right.
it is a zone.
And you even have NPCs on your side that you're like you have to protect and stuff, you know, that are holding down the points.
So I have a question. Where are the actual battleground maps existing in Azeroth?
They don't exist, bro. You can't like teleport there or whatever.
No,
like-
what I mean is like lore-wise, where are they?
Oh, I mean, Alterac Valley's got to be in Alterac Mountains.
Yeah, like,
Absolutely,
but if you look at the world, if you look at the Alterac map, there's no. Where is it?
It's in
Yeah,
that
it's
cave. It's
there.
supposed to be like in that cave.
and
And there's like supposed to be like a valley in between those those
Okay.
mountains there. Yeah.
Arathi Basin is supposed to
Because
be
it's
Arathi
Alterac Valley.
Highlands, probably. It's got to be, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the Rothi Highlands.
And,
Yep,
and
then
Warsong Gulch is in the
it's in
Warsong.
Ashenvale. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in
You know,
Ashenvale.
Oh,
no
okay,
limit, yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
So for Alterac Valley, I love the lore between. Because do you guys know like the whole lore with like Drekthar and how he was like living there, and then so the actual land Alterac Valley, right, was actually no one was living there before the orcs were the first ones to get there after, like I think it was the first or second war. They retreated to the mountains where they found a place that was very much like the Frostwolf clan that they lived in Draenor. So like Drekthar and all of them, they made their own like home there, and then there was a contingent of dwarves who were like searching that area of the mountains, and they were like, "Oh my God, there's orcs living here," and the orcs are actually defending their home from the invaders of the dwarves. So it's like the first time where the orcs are actually like in the Eastern Kingdoms defending their land from the dwarves who are native to that land. So I think that whole story is pretty cool.
Wait, you're telling me that the orcs are on defense and that the dwarves are invading them?
The orcs are on defense.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now this
AV.
In AV, yes.
Huh.
Now this ties into to a point I was wanting to talk about on this show in general, guys.
Mhm.
So we all have different experiences with the game. Can you guys summarize your goals for Classic? What are you most excited to accomplish in Classic WoW?
Clear all raid content.
You know what? For me, the clear all raid content is definitely up there, but I think for me, it's also just sharing this experience with others.
Oh, aside from that, yeah.
And
Yeah.
having that vanilla feel, I mean, whether it's helping someone, whether it's teaching someone something new, whether it's raiding with a bunch of people and with my brother, having this epic PvP moment. For me, like the main thing is just recreating that vanilla feel with others. That's it for me, and playing with my friends.
I like that. So you don't have any hard objectives of like I gotta kill this guy or do this. It's more about achieving a feeling.
Like, I'd like to get to at least rank 10 on my priest, which is like, okay, like that's doable for me. I think I'd like to clear Nax. Never cleared Nax, never killed Cthulhu. Like things that I'd want to do. But for the most part, like I'd be okay at the end of the day as long as I have things to look back on fondly, and friends to play with.
That's exactly. I mean, that's the most important thing, right? Is the community aspect. But like things that I never did back then was I never entered a raid in vanilla. When I played back in the day, I've done it in private servers, but that doesn't count, right? It's like it's like a cover band, like Defcamp says. So I want to cover all the raid content.
Yeah.
I don't want to rank PvP, whatever. I mean, if I get some pieces, that's fine, but I don't want to rank or anything like that. So I'm more of a PvE guy anyway when it comes to endgame.
I actually want to do everything this time, but the thing I look forward to the most is it's probably the day the servers open, the launch day, the moment that the people flood into the world. That feeling of being on the real server for the first time in years.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be incredible. And then after that, I want to do everything I didn't do in the real.
We get to witness vanilla launching again, dude. How cool is that?
I know, dude. Right?
We get to. Oh man. So I'll go step by step personally. So leveling experience. I've leveled a bunch of times. I mean, I don't really have a whole bunch of expectations with the leveling things, but once I get doing dungeons, I want to be able to do dungeons with close friends, like 5-man dungeons with close friends. I want to be part of a raid group where like people, you're really tight with the raid group. You know what I mean? Really tight with the raid group, and I don't care so much about how fast we kill stuff or how great we are, but have a really tight raid group. Everybody gets along. That'd be a dream for me. One thing I'm really excited about though is the PvP side of things, because I'm a big PvPer, man. I like PvPing, and I never really PvP'd with all the items and consumables like a lot of people on the private servers are. So I'm excited to participate in that consumable meta and have my Skull of Impending Doom and my FAPs and my lips and all these cool things, all my trinkets and
bar ready to go.
Yeah, to play at that really high level in PvP. Title charm if I can get it, man.
Title charm?
If I can get it, yeah.
Are you gonna sit there and camp and wait and see if you can get it?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and go for at least rank 10, like what you said, Defcamp as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I think rank 10 is like nice. If I can get a rank 10, I'd be happy.
But I think if I had to pick one thing that I'm looking forward to most out of anything in Classic, it would be just to witness being in a raid, and I press O on my thing, right, and I look at the raid, and I see in this raid group, Melderon, Defcamp, Platinum WoW, Graze for Days, like people that we've been talking with about on Discord for like months and months. You know what I mean? Like just talking, making projects, making content. To see all these people in one raid would be the coolest thing I could possibly imagine, dude.
There you go, Dunedain. You gotta play Horde.
Yeah, and US server. And raids in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night.
It's gonna be tough for you people, but but definitely, I think that's a huge part of it. Is like and we're going to have a much more, you know, Kargoz and I talked about this. We're going to have 2 guilds most likely, and one of them is going to be a much more high-end guild, and that's going to be led by different people, not us, because we want to kind of we enjoy it and maybe do it a little bit slower paced, but you know, we'll see. Yeah, but you know, but we'll see how it goes, and I just want to be able to clear the content. I don't want to be the first people to clear it. I don't want to, you know, break a record. I just want to see the content, you know.
I'm not going to be like joining raids to do like quick, like, oh, can we do MC in 25 minutes instead of 33 minutes this week? Like, no, like I don't care if it takes us an extra 45 minutes because someone AFK'd or had an emergency. Like, as long as I have the time, like, to me, like, do, like, you know, I know in vanilla want that challenge, they'll do time runs, which is great. If that's your thing, that's awesome. Like, for me, I just want to be able to say that we cleared it. You know, didn't have any crazy wipes. Like, if we did, we picked it up. Like, even if we did have
and
a wipe,
you cleared it with friends, dude. You cleared it with friends.
Like, that's more important to me, to clear it with friends. And if someone's new, like, being able to help them. Like, they say if I'm the priest class lead, I would love to be able to say, okay, here I can help you with this or help you with that, or, you know, show you this and give you some consumes and do that. Like, for me, that's way more enjoyable than doing a timed run.
Definitely. It'd be fun leveling alts together and stuff too. I could just imagine just doing like RFC or whatever, doing random stuff like. Yeah. I mean, I've never been in my life. I've been part of guilds. You know, I've raided in pretty much every expansion to some small capacity, whether it just be LFR or whatever. But I still think I've yet to see that final form of guild camaraderie. I don't think I've ever experienced that, where it's like final form, amazing guild, everybody's super tight. I hope we can achieve that. You know, that'd be really cool. So,
yeah, definitely. That's the plan for me. I just want to be in a good guild. I want to have a good community, and but I do want to progress, and that's something that can be done with casual guild. I think, you know, and the raiding scene has room for multiple levels of skill and time commitment. I believe.
I will probably have my sheet of paper like I had back in the day and do some kind of bingo where I mark every class and race combination I see in the game. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It took me a while before I had every horde character seen in the game. And
what was the last one for you?
Warrior.
No, I was a human. So the last one will probably have been a female orc or a female tauren. I think it was a tauren. I remember one of the first horde I saw was in what's the zone called? Lokmodan. It was a tauren and a shadow priest, and they felt
going down to the Badlands, right?
Yeah, no, they were actually they might have been in my mind. They were raiding the town, but that's strange. Think about it.
Real quick, man. We got a bunch of biddy donations, man. 500 bits of donations from Thomas Dens. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you watched on Twitch, by the way, too, because my Twitch is pretty small, but I appreciate that, man. Real quick, you had a really you're just like inspiring me, Dunedain. I'd like to see. I can't make a straw poll with this because there's too many combinations. But can we get the chat's opinion on what the rarest class and race combination in the game is? What is the rarest, guys? What out of all the classes and races, what would be the most
dwarf something? It's got to be female dwarfs.
Female dwarf paladin.
Female.
No, I was thinking female dwarf warrior more than paladin, honestly.
That's good.
I do not see a lot of female dwarf warriors, dude.
Do you see a lot of female orcs? Do you? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
see a lot of female
orcs much.
Yeah.
Okay. So it should, might be dwarf,
On the Ord side, it's definitely female Tauren, whatever.
I would say it's either female Tauren or dwarf, one of the two. But what class though?
It might be paladin. I made a female dwarf paladin like a few months ago just to try.
I feel like there's more female dwarf paladins than there are.
I'm not sure. I actually never saw the animation of the female dwarf paladin until I made one myself. Like the attack animation.
Oh yeah.
And the healing animation as well. Super weird.
I think my guess is actually gonna be Femtor Hunter, dude. Have you seen a Femtor Hunter?
I've seen one.
They're
or two.
rare. Yeah.
One or two, maybe.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Female druid, female Tauren druid is another rare one.
Oh no, you see them.
No, I see them all the time. Have you seen a female? Seriously though, really think about it right now. Have you seen a female Tauren Hunter?
I did. I have. I know.
Female
Yeah.
Tauren rogue. You'll never see one of those.
They're impossible.
Oh my
It's a
god,
bad
dude.
joke, sorry.
It's funny, bro.
I'm sticking with female dwarf warrior, because early bird's a female dwarf rogue, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we know that. We know at least. I know a couple other female dwarf rogues. I've seen plenty of female orcs, female orc warlock, female orc warrior, female orc hunter, female orc rogue. Female troll is pretty common, actually, believe it or not.
Very
Yeah.
common.
Female Tarn is definitely one of the more rare, and I feel like female Tarn hunter is definitely pretty rare.
I think
but
that's
I feel
rare,
like,
bro. I don't even know what the animation looks like for the bow shot. Like,
Neither do I. I can't even picture it in my
yeah,
head.
me neither, man.
Yeah, I feel like it's a toss-up between female dwarf warrior and female Tarn hunter, maybe.
Because the thing is, there's no
Look,
racials that really benefit you too for
Exactly,
the female.
'cause, like, all the female dwarfs I see are either priests or paladins for me.
Yeah, Tauren hunter kind of sucks. There's really nothing at all for you there.
Well, war stop if they get close to you and run away.
Yeah, but that's So I mean, like
Yeah.
orc you have command, troll you have berserking. What I mean, there's no. It's a clear choice for hunter, I think.
Yeah, I've seen a couple female dwarf rogues, so I can definitely picture them.
Yeah,
Um,
it's funny though. What was the results of the Strawpoll, Kargoz?
Good call. Let me see. Let me check it out. What PvP class is the scummiest, with a whopping 37 votes, was the Shaman.
Get the
No,
hell.
I'm trolling you. It's Rogue. It's Rogue. It's Rogue. Rogue followed by Hunter. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Nice.
Shaman had 1 vote.
Yeah, Rogue,
I didn't even vote
37.
on that. Add one to Hunter. Add one to
Add
Hunter.
one Hunter. All right, Rogue was number 1. Hunter was number 2. Warlock was number 3.
I
Interesting.
told you, dude. Warlocks with the
Interesting,
freaking
dude.
succubus, man.
Paladin
And
number
Fear.
4. I just don't
And
see how
Fear still.
paladins are
Absolutely
scummy
paladins. Dude, oh, they're the worst.
though. I don't know,
Bubble
man.
Bubble and lay on hands, dude. Come
What
on.
is the
That's
least
pretty
scummy class? I'd probably say Druid, man.
Shaman.
Actually, no, they have stealth. They have
Druids
stealth.
are so scummy. You
Yeah,
can't
they're
even
pretty
run
scummy,
around.
they're
Shaman's
pretty
the least
scummy.
scummy class.
Yeah, Shaman is the least scummy class, I think. What do you think about
I mean,
that?
Wind Fury, I guess you consider that kind of scummy, but it's like, they have a 20% chance for it happening, so it's like if it
Any
doesn't
healing class is not a paladin. Well, I feel like like a healing priest.
Yeah,
I feel so bad for
yeah.
so many of
Priest has got to be the least scummy. They don't even have like movement boosting abilities or anything
Shadow
like that. Okay, they can mind control you.
Shadow.
No, they can mind control you. That's
Yeah, they can mind
scumbag.
control you
Yeah,
off
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I
okay.
mind
That's up
control many
there.
people love
There's only one
those,
vote for
dude.
priest, and you can mind control people. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I
warrior,
really thought of that.
the votes on warrior are like they are not very scummy. They need a healer. If they don't have a healer,
It's
they're
true.
pretty bad.
It's
Dude,
true.
I'm sorry,
One
but
of them are
hunters,
really bad.
hunters for me,
Warriors
I've,
can be very powerful.
I've gotten pissed off at way more hunters than I have rogues. Like, you're just running around, like, you got 3 mobs on you, and here comes some hunter's pet. Like, oh, I just potted, and I'm gonna take these mobs down, and then here comes some fucking hunter's pet. It just kills you. Like, really? Really?
Yeah, for some reason,
You're
when
good,
I get
dude.
ganked, it's
You're good.
either a paladin or a druid every time. Every time.
Really?
Yep.
But
That's because,
that's guess you play.
It's because I'm a hunter. And I think I told you I was in Stranglethorn Vale. I was on my hunter in Stranglethorn Vale actually during our meeting on Tuesday night Kargoz, and I had to mute my mic because I was freaking out. And, so I'm like level 42, right? And five level 30 something paladins ganked me. 5
Oh,
dude,
How did they even catch you, dude? I guess they just chain hodge you to
I was
death.
on my mount just walking, and they all just started hitting me, dude.
oh my god, dude, hand of freedom, dude. They can just hand of freedom, custom shot and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I came across a pack of paladins.
They can't
as well,
slow
dude.
you though. That's the thing. I honestly think you can kill all 5 of them though.
Well, they can stun you.
Yeah, if they
There's
could,
no way.
if they could get you in a
There's
stun,
no
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
potentially.
there's no way they
Dude,
can.
dude, they all got
5
bubble.
level-
They can all heal each other.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, no. Vanilla WoW is like you can. Matt and Defcamp and I have ganked level 60s on our like level 40 something
Oh, yeah.
characters.
That's what I love about Vanilla WoW, dude.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you and dude, there was a level 60 hunter in Tyrant Mill, and like
Oh
10
my-
level
no.
20s killed him.
No,
It was great.
what about that hunter? What about that hunter in Arathi that kept trying to kill us?
Oh my god, dude, this was the worst hunter I've ever seen. Just literally would just like try to target Melderon and then would backpedal.
So let me give you a back. So Defcamp's on his priest, level 60. I'm on my hunter. It was
And
like
I'm
level
holy,
30.
by the way, at the time.
He was level
Holy.
40 at the time. So he's holy. I'm level 40 hunter, and he's farming the rock elementals in the Arathi, where where you summon
Yeah.
that for the Misrael quest line. So
We're
so
outside Stormguard. Yeah.
Rest of Stromguard, yeah. So we were in there trying to summon the thing, and she targets me and tries to kill me. Defcamp just annihilated her. We both killed her, and she kept coming back like probably 10 or 15 times, and just tried to kill me. And Defcamp's just killing her while she's trying to target me, backpedaling, not feigning death. Like,
Oh god.
anything you could have done, it was just like, and she was trying to farm the elementals. We had to get that quest done. It was pretty funny.
If it's red, it's dead.
I feel
It's
like I know
right.
how to play Priest the best in a PvP scenario. Like Rogue is probably my second. I think Melderon can attest to that. We logged on our Alliance characters the other day because the server was down, and I logged on my Rogue, and I felt like everything came back like that.
Yeah.
Like I was ready for everything Melderon did. He would ice block. I would run away, re-stealth. You know, wait for him to blink. Then I would kidney him, and like I feel like Rogue for me is like.
God, you love rogues, don't you, man? Defcamp is rogue.
I
That's
love
it.
rogues. Dude. I
God,
fucking
dude.
love rogues. I want to gank you, and I hate hunters. How's that
And
feel?
you hate hunters.
How's that feel? Bro?
Oh god, dude, we're like opposites of that, dude. That's funny, man. That is funny.
So, you should set up a straw poll for professions, Kargoz, if you have time.
Yeah, let me do it. Let's do it. Strawpoll, what are we putting?
I guess, well, they can pick 2 professions, right? So can they pick 2 in the vote, or no?
Yeah, you can set it up. Yeah, what professions are you picking?
Just put all the primary professions. Put all the primary professions. I'm gonna see what people are actually doing profession-wise.
Okay, on your main. Okay, so we got blacksmithing, we got enchanting, enchante, yeah, tailoring,
I feel like most people are gonna say engineering just because of PvP.
Yeah, engineering,
engineering, kind of a given, right?
Yeah.
Skinning,
leatherworking,
mining,
tailoring.
herbalism, leatherworking.
Herbalism.
There's a lot of professions in this game, dude. What am I missing?
Do we add fishing or the main
No,
profession?
just the primary professions. Primary professions, yeah.
How many are there?
Tailoring and enchanting.
Yeah,
So
I think I got them
there's
all.
3 gathering. There's skinning, herbalism, and mining. You got those, right?
Yeah, I think I got them all.
Blacksmithing.
Yep, got blacksmithing. Yep.
engineering, alchemy.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
I want to see what people do.
Now, should we say not? Well, yeah, I guess we got to put engineering because I want to see how many people are planning to do engineering PvP.
Dude, you gotta go engineering, bro.
See, my thing is I go tailoring and enchanting on my priest. Then I drop tailoring once I get true faith, and then after I've made true faith, I get engineering.
Dude, I feel like I'm missing one right now. Blacksmithing, leatherworking, tailoring, enchanting, skinning, herbalism, engineering, alchemy. That was it, dude. That was it. Okay.
Alchemy is so much money, dude. So much money. Alchemy herb. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just wanted to say one thing that VX was saying about he didn't have that much time to play or something like that. That's the great thing about like vanilla, right? You can progress at your own time. Like you don't have to be a raider. You can just progress leveling your character if you don't have the weekends to play on. Let your character sleep during the week, right? And play on the weekends, and you can still enjoy that vanilla, everything that vanilla has to offer in that aspect. You know what I mean? Like the leveling process for a lot of people is what they experience, and it is amazing in vanilla.
You know, one thing I'm excited to try too, as well. I want to create like a like a super strong level one guy. Like, you know how in vanilla you can enchant weapon, like even white weapons with like super expensive enchants and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to min-max that, do it, and just put like all the sickest enchants on white weapons. So every time I create an alt, I can send it over to them, and they're super strong. And you just start rolling stuff.
I saw the sickest level 39 twink the other day. Yeah, how'd you leave Discord? You messed up the pictures. Now it's just the top of my head.
Well, that's
So I
good.
saw the sickest level 39 orc warlock, dude. He had like hundreds. He had all the best enchants. He had plus spell damage on his hands, plus spell damage on his main hand. He had all shadow plus like shadow damage. He had like 3k, almost 3k health. How do you have 3k health at 39? Right? Crazy, dude.
That is nutty.
He had the engineering head, that all the engineering stuff. He had the engineering trinket, the one that does the fire damage in the cone. There's so many cool engineering trinkets that people even forget about, right? Like there's engineering trinkets that can teleport you to gadgets in, and like all little like cool little awesome trinkets. Of course you have all your reflectors,
bro,
your nets, and all that kind of shit.
Bro, I gotta say, man, I was doing this collab with North yesterday. We were talking about engineering items.
Tell me about it, baby.
The love in this game is insane. So, for example, you know the Gnomish Netomatic, right?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know how it has 3 outcomes? How you can shoot it, and
Yes.
it can net them normally. You can shoot it. It can backfire, and pretty much it'll net you in place. That third outcome, where you
Always
shoot
backfire
it
when I shoot.
and you go flying with the projectile,
Yeah.
is again another exemplification of why Vanilla WoW best game of all time. Like, some dude had to actually code that out and put that into the game.
Yep.
And they did that
How
with
about-
so many items. There's so many
How-
items with unique little things like that.
How about when someone tries to gank you with their fucking ray, with their devil, with their
No, that's right.
and it kills them?
Yeah.
Dude, that happened to me one time where I was killing a mob, right? And this guy was like really low level, and he uses his and he like comes out of stealth, uses his death ray. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm just sitting there because I'm like at half health, and it backfires and one shot him, dude. I was just like, yes, dude.
Another one too. Are you familiar with that rat that you can put down? The dig rat?
The
Dig rat,
cracks
you
me
get
up,
multi-
dude.
The-
Yeah.
There are so many powerful one-use items in vanilla that will drop from Strath or whatever, from whatever dungeon or something you pick up in the world. The fact you can drop this dig rat and like Goblin Rocket Helm to it or charge to it, like
oh, dude.
the game is just giving you the tools to be creative, man. It's
I love it.
so
I love
cool,
it.
man.
I love how I've seen people, and I think I saw someone do this on a video. He had the Goblet Rocket Helm, and he used it while in mid-air jumping. So you know in Warsong Gulch, where there's the roof, right? But then there is, if you look underneath, if you look down at the roof towards the flag room, there's like another little, like level where you can. It's kind of like above the flag, and then there's the roof, right?
Yep.
So he jumped from that spot, had a druid targeted at the top, and it rocket helmed him up the ramp
Yup.
onto the roof.
Pro
Dude,
strats right there.
How smart is that? Like, it's so cool.
That's
It's
freaking
just-
cool.
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah, jumper cables are amazing to have as well.
So
Oh
most
my
people are
God.
going engineering here. Herbalism is number 2. I did not expect that. Okay.
I did.
Herbalism, alchemy, number 2 and 3. No
Honestly,
one's
I
going
expected
blacksmithing,
skinning.
dude.
No.
7 votes only for that.
Where's skinning at?
Skinning is number 4 actually. It's engineering
Yeah,
to
it's pretty
28, herbalism
So
25.
a lot of people get skinning and then drop it.
Yep.
To help as they're leveling.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
That's Melderon. Melderon loves skinning.
Yep, love it. It's free money.
I was thinking on a new server, skinny is actually more money than herbalism and mining.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
Well,
Because you're gonna have
yeah.
everyone mining the same nodes.
yeah. The
Yeah.
only thing is though is that,
Or
dude,
earning
I
the
made
same
so much
nodes.
money mining, man. I made so much money mining on my road because of like, you know, the diamonds and all the stones.
And the stones. Yeah.
Anything you don't need, like as an engineer, and you sell it. I made so much money with mining.
Mhm.
So much. That was on my first character though. I had no professions, dude. My very first character. I didn't even level my lockpicking as a road. I felt like such a dub.
So
Going back
what
and
are
trying to level it? It was so bad.
your favorite professions?
My favorite has got to be engineering, man. I love the breadth of stuff you can make. I remember
I
back in
love
the day. I'll tell you a story.
Yeah.
So my friend Chris, he picked engineering and I didn't have it way back in the day. This is back during OG vanilla, and I picked some lame stuff. I think I just had skinning, leatherworker or something. And he was crafting all these things in front of me, like the target dummies and the mechanical
Yeah.
chickens. And I was just so jealous that he could do that and I couldn't, man. And ever since then, I always chose engineering, like on future characters.
Dude, how did we forget it all about? I forgot all about the target dummies. Like, you know how many times that saved me? And I think they disable it on private servers because so many people were using it, and they kind of saw it as like a cheat, I guess. Because, dude, as a rogue or as like a war, using that target dummy, and they have a lot of health. It will, you know, the mob just sits there whacking at the dummy, whacking at the dummy, whacking at the dummy. You can kill, like one time I pulled like 2-3 mobs. They all start hitting the dummy, and you can just like knock them out before that dummy even dies. It's so good for leveling, dude. So fucking
I
good.
wish Stoneclaw Totem had that much health.
I know, right?
What? Yeah, I have a weak spot for blacksmithing, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, I always pick enchanting except on played characters. I mostly pick blacksmithing. I think it has a very nice RP element to it as well. I mean, In a lot of medieval movies or fantasy movies, blacksmithing is somewhat in there most of the time. Like smithing your own gear or your own weapons. I kind of like that. But yeah, for classic, I'm definitely going for enchanting, even with the paladin. So
I feel like I really want to go enchanting as well, but
Yeah.
I always end up not being the main enchanter, and it pisses me off because I feel like why am I enchanter, not the
Mhm.
main enchanter? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're planning on making a guild. I'm planning on making a guild, so I
Yeah.
can be the main enchanter in my own guild.
Because honestly, like if I know I'm not going to be the main enchanter, to make money with, I'll probably have herbalism, engineering on my main. If I go that route of doing herbalism, of doing enchanting, tailoring to level,
Mhm.
so I can get my true faith, and I'll make some bags while I'm leveling, shit like that. But if I'm not getting the potential out of my enchanting, then I'll probably just go herbalism, because you can make a lot of money especially when you're doing your DM farm runs. You can make a lot of money just sitting there getting dream foil and Rob's blood inside Dire Maul.
I always also like those blacksmithing areas, like the Great Forge in Iron Forge,
Yeah,
Or-
dude.
the forge in BRD.
Oh my god, yeah.
Hell
So
yeah,
it
dude,
is
yeah.
really cool.
The one where
Yeah.
you craft
So-
sulfurous at? Hell
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fucking
yeah.
awesome.
Yo, I got a
So
question for you though. So,
blacksmithing is really something special.
this
Yeah,
is something
go.
that I thought of. So you reminded me, Defcamp. There's a lot of stuff I'm dying to know about on the real servers, man. Like,
I know,
I'm
bro.
dying to know
Yeah.
about some certain shit, like about whether it, how the
What?
nodes are gonna work. Like, I'm curious, what are you guys most excited to test yourself and see for yourself come real classic?
Shaman.
Chat, I need the chat to
Shaman.
answer here too, man. Chat, what do you guys think? What are you most excited to see on the official servers?
Yeah, shaman related stuff for me, obviously. Yeah.
Like
Healing
what?
coefficients.
Yeah, healing coefficients.
I really want to see healing coefficients.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds boring, but I really want to see healing coefficients. See, like damage, like well, most of the coefficients I think are going to be very similar, but so I don't know.
Probably 5 to 10% off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But I just want to recalculate everything.
I mean,
basically.
like you said, like things like Dire Maul, will it be the way it was in Classic, or will it be the way it is in private servers? Or will it
Exactly.
be something different?
Exactly.
A lot of people think that just because Classic is going to be just because it's Classic and it's Blizzard doesn't mean it's going to be more vanilla. Like like a lot of private servers, they do things because certain things with how they did the R styles of Tier 1, and like that was way more Blizz-like, or vanilla-like, because they did the R style. They had the item progression change throughout. Like that was more Blizz-like than Classic, because Classic is probably not going to have those R changes. They're probably not going to have every iteration of it, every tier. So I mean, we don't know that yet, but I'm just thinking, like, just because it's Classic doesn't mean it's going to be more of vanilla. It'll definitely be more stable and this, that, and the other, but it could be completely different than what we're used to and what we expect or what we thought.
That's
it was
what
gonna
I'm
be.
saying,
There's
dude.
still
It could
many
be so
questions and,
crazy.
like,
Dude,
Yeah.
I literally can just spitball for hours talking about it. So one thing, as a hunter, I want to see if you can do, solo Maradon runs. I want to see if you can do Dire Maul tribute runs.
Right.
I want to see if you can pretty much like paladin seals. I want to see how paladin seals function. People like are speculating to this
Yep.
day. I want to see how
stealth detection. How
hit-
stealth detection. A
yo-
lot of people were saying stealth detection is yeah. So like I mean
I'm-
little things like that. Yeah.
I want to see the official values for hit cap, crit cap.
Mm.
All this stuff could be wrong too as well. How weapon skill works. I want to know. What else am I thinking? I want to know how. I want to know also, like how smooth hamstring kiting and stuff like that is, because I'm
Yeah.
so used to playing on these private servers that have all these massive delays on them and stuff. I want to see how effective certain things are. I want to see.
So you're talking just by having regular latency too.
Yeah.
That'll be a big difference.
Regular
Yeah,
latency.
absolutely. Yeah.
There's so much stuff I want to test out in the game. Like obviously, sit procking stuff. Like it seems like that might not be in the game, but
I don't think it will be, but
yeah.
that's not going to kill it. That's not going to make or break anything. But the numbers themselves for
Spirit. That's another thing.
coefficients-
Sorry.
Well,
That's
Spirit, that's been kind of already figured out as well. A lot of this stuff is mined from actual vanilla. A lot of the stuff we do have.
Yeah, I think we need to give the private server people more credit because they did their.
Yeah, Talajo
Yeah.
is a much more better person to talk about this. Maybe we can get him on as a guest at
Yeah.
some point. But there's a lot that we do know. There's more than you would think that we know. And there are some things that are not known. or that have been educatedly guessed is the best way to put
Like
that.
Ani, for example. Ani,
yeah.
the way Ani works, it's very similar, but it's not exactly like how when he does his deep breath, how they chose how to do it on private servers is not the exact way how vanilla. Little things like that, but mechanically, it's still the same abilities, and it's still relatively the same amount of damage and things like that. But the way it worked, like, was it a roll of a dice? You know, if it hit this number,
someone had to stand in a certain place.
Exactly. Was it because if it was you know, if it landed on 4, then he does a deep breath here, or is it a whole different function that makes him do a deep breath?
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not as a lot of those things are a lot smaller than we think.
Yeah.
But that's just one example, though.
The thing is, the Classic is not going to recapitulate vanilla 100%. It can't. Too many things were altered during the course of the timeline. So we will never experience exactly how it was. This is going to be have to be kind of bootstrapped a little bit together.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have to think about that. Like, things were altered immensely over the timeline. Respawn times, armor values, health. Think about it. We can go on forever talking about that. And they're going to release the game in a static way, in a static environment. They are already changing vanilla by creating classic WoW.
Absolutely.
So we have to remember that. It's something that a lot of people don't think about, and a lot of people just kind of brush off, is that this is a different game in a lot of ways.
Just because it's classic doesn't mean it's going to be vanilla, you know?
Yeah, classic is different from vanilla. It's so funny. Everyone just calls it classic, you know, like.
Yeah.
But it is going to be different. Interesting, man.
So we have 3 basic existences of this game, and it's vanilla WoW in its entirety. We have the private servers, the multitude of them. Remember, they have their own scripts too.
And not only that, exactly like
classic WoW will be.
Right, and what classic WoW will be, and for private servers too, like what people were used to on Nost is a lot different than what people are used to now on Voldemort.
Yeah.
Voldemort, yeah. Yeah, it's true.
So like a lot of things have changed throughout the whole private server process. Like, you know, things were done a certain way, and things are done a certain way on private servers because of, like, you know, with the whole Dire Maul thing, like, because they don't want people making too much gold. You know, because of gold farmers.
That's another point, though. So the private servers have discovered some legit type of balance concerns and stuff too that they never had back in vanilla. I wonder what Blizzard's going to do with that. Like, if they're going to nerf Dire Maul, is it too good, the gold amount? That's another thing I want to know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just because it was that way in vanilla doesn't mean that they're going to that way. You know what I mean?
They don't know for sure what the loot tables were for those great drops, I heard. So private servers might have had way too much gray drops in Dire Maul. So maybe
that could be true.
A lot of the newer ones have like cut it down, so maybe that's more likely. So yeah, we don't.
I'm very interested in seeing what the lower population cap would do with the server and the economy.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and no dynamic respawns, what that will do.
That's another thing I'm really excited for, though, Dunedain. To actually log onto a server, official classic WoW, and feel like I'm part of a tight-knit community with an actual downtime. With an actual downtime, you know, like 2,500 people, you know, to feel like, wow, like, it's like how it was back in the day again, you know, like it's a small, tight-knit community.
Dude,
I hope they bring back the real day and night circle as well.
Oh my god, I know, dude. Yeah, the real one, and I love like how fishing, you know, like they're like, you know, there's only certain mobs you can get while fishing, and you know, I just like that little flavorful stuff. But my mind just thought about that for a second. But I love, like, I can't wait, like you said, Kargoz, to log on and, you know, see people and you know who they are. Like, oh, this guy was here yesterday, and you know, like even just a difference of a 5K population to a 2.5 population.
Massive difference, dude.
That's half.
Massive difference.
That is massive. When you log on to a private server or whatever that has 1,000 people, and then log on to one that has 7,000, it is so different. You know, you might run into somebody while you're questing. You know, on one server, you might see somebody everywhere you look. There's like 4 people around you, or you might log on another server where you see only like 5 or 6 people in the zone. You know, in like, say, like a really unpopulated zone. You know what I mean? Like, and it has such a different effect on you. You know, if you see people all the time you might not be as willing to give everybody a buff or to talk to everybody. But if you only see a couple people, you might feel more willing to talk to this person, to spark up a conversation with this person, to say, hey, how you doing? Are you having trouble questing? I'm a mage, let me give you some food and water. But if you see multitudes of people, you might be a little less likely to do that because, well, I can't do this for everyone, so I'm not going to do it for anyone, you know?
Okay, this is a final question I'll ask you guys. We're gonna so private servers are crazy, right? There's so many people on it, different languages, different cultures, different time zones. What does your gut tell you about how much more of a community feel there's gonna be come official classic? I'm visualizing a server where you log on and you need to complete a certain quest in Stranglethorn Vale, right? And there's not a plethora of people around you to complete that. And you're messaging in general chat, and you're like, anybody have this? Anybody have pages 5, 6, and 7 for the Stranglethorn books? And there's less people to work with, and you got to be nicer to people. And I would venture to say there would be dramatically more of a community feel. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that it's going to be nice that there's nothing against this, but in on these Voldemort servers, there's sub-communities that don't interact with each other because of language barriers, and that just kind of, it doesn't feel right. And I'm not saying that's, I mean, playing with people from around the world is great. I wouldn't have met all the people we have involved in YouTube content creation, but at least Dunedain speaks English, not to be funny, but you do speak English, right? And I don't speak another language, so it's hard for me to speak Russian or Cantonese or Mandarin. I can't do it, right? So I feel like having people that's in at least your language, not so much your time zone, that doesn't really matter, but the language really helps.
Yeah.
I think it will definitely have a huge impact to play on those lower PopCap servers. I think you will add every tank you ever played with, and you will add every healer to your friend list. I had a lot of healers in the old days in my friend list. Everyone I ever run UBRS with, for example, I just put them in my friend list. I knew every guild on the server. I knew every main tank of every guild on the server, so I think that will come back, definitely.
See, there's one thing that, and I talked to Dunedain about this, and I really feel that there's something special about that 2.5 to 3K range. It's the perfect amount of people. It's just enough to where the server doesn't feel dead, and it's not enough to where the server feels overpopulated. I really feel like that range is really magical and special, and I feel like if we can get into that range, and like you said, Kargoz, we're gonna have people that are gonna, just because there's, and we're all gonna be with all of you guys just said, bring that all together, right? You have the fact that you're dealing with people that are local. You have the fact that you're dealing with a little less people, and they might be more willing. That's fucking hilarious. I just read what Dokken just said.
Can we please read that real quick?
Yeah. LOL.
Dokken's a VOD
you guys
reviewer.
Don't know who Dokken is, guys. He's got a huge beard. Really big beard.
He's a really good VOD
So,
reviewer.
does
he
have
said
quite
he
a
just
large
found out
beard.
yesterday that some of the China people call him the caveman, according to someone who could break the language barrier. That's
Funny,
awesome.
Dude, I'm excited to have a reputation on. Oh, dude, honestly, I'm just so excited for Classic, guys. I can't contain it, man.
It's gonna make it like that server pop cap. The fact that we're all gonna be playing with people that have the same things in common, and oh fuck, I don't know.
It's gonna be different though.
I
Okay,
can't fucking wait.
yo,
I can't fucking
it's
wait.
gonna be different though, guys. I have to say, it's gonna be different. There's gonna be stream sniping. There's gonna be influencers. There's gonna be content creators. This stuff didn't exist back in the day, man. It will be a different game. It will be a different beast. But with that said, I can't fucking wait, dude. I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun, dude. Being able to stream full time, chilling, doing dungeons with Defcamp, gearing up,
Hell
creating
yeah.
a guild, dude. Oh my god, dude, it's coming, man. We're gonna be announcing the guild stuff soon, guys. If you're interested in playing Horde and you
Yes.
want to genocide some motherfucking Alliance gnome rogues, man, dude, join the ranks, man. It's gonna be a ball. It's gonna be a
And
ball.
I'm sure.
Or
we'll have
if you're
some
EU
awesome
and you
Alliance characters.
want Alliance and you want to be that gnome,
Yes.
same thing.
There you go. If you want to be the gnome who's ganking Kargoz, play with Dunedain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
you're
yeah.
welcome.
If all my guides trigger you and I'm using all this private server information, you've been waiting to take out some vengeful wrath on me, dude. Come to the server, man. Let's fight it out.
What about RP PvP, Kargoz? What about some RP?
I'd like some RP PvP. I never experienced an RP PvP server, but I'll go where you guys go. You know, like I'm fine. Whatever you guys want to do.
Gotcha. All I know is I'm most likely gonna have characters on an EU server so I can play with Dunedain and all of our friends over on
yeah,
EU.
definitely. Probably have two.
I'm gonna have my main character where it's gonna be Horde, but I'm also gonna have an all alliance that's gonna be a paladin. But my main guys are gonna be Horde, rolling with Kargoz, rolling with Melderon, rolling with all those dudes. And but I'm gonna have characters all across the board, so we'll be able to play wherever you are, whenever you are. Don't worry about that, guys.
Yeah,
We'll be connected somehow.
It's gonna be fun.
Check out the caveman if you have time.
Check out the
guys, check out
caveman,
the
dude.
caveman.
The second we even are in Molten Core and we kill Ragnaros together or something, it will be a highlight, dude. It will be a highlight of my life, man. I can't wait. I can't freaking wait.
And then Kargoz needs on all the gear because he's
right, dude.
Yeah. On a weapon.
Unstoppable Force. Is that for me?
Yep. All right, so we're gonna start wrapping it up, go boys. Melderon's got to take off, so that's it for today's for this week's Good Morning Azeroth. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Always a blast. It's always a blast.
Good night, Azeroth.
So we'll see you next week. All right, Azeroth. Stay
I
classy.
linked the channels for the VODs again in chat.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Links to all the here, let me give you the SoundCloud link, Kargoz. You can put that in there.
Okay.
If someone wants to listen to just the audio.
Yeah, we have the past ones too. If you guys want to listen, you know, you're at the gym, you want to
Yes.
listen to some stuff. We have all the past 10 ones available on these different channels. Would you link it to me? Let me put it in the chat here.
On Discord, yeah, Discord.
All right.
Yes.
So if you guys want to listen to this, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. And we're gonna wrap up.
And then also link
Everybody.
Dunedain's and the CWL channel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey,
I'm having
Vornado,
some lag.
we'll be back. And guys, look forward to seeing Kargoz stream on his own. Myself, Defcamp stream on his own. I'll be streaming sometime this weekend. And then, of course, we'll be back with Good Morning Azeroth next week.
Yes.
Yes.
Much love to you guys, yo. Thanks for hanging out with us for these past months and weeks. It's really, truly it's so fun hanging out with you guys, man. I really
Love you
Definitely.
all.
Yeah.
Fly Eagles fly. That's right, JP.
Yeah.
Fly Eagles
Love
fly.
you all, guys. Have a good week, man. We'll
Oh,
see you
see
next
you.
week. 1 week closer. Take it easy. I'm gonna end the
Yeah.
stream here, guys. Peace.